Sprawling across some 20,000 square miles of California and Nevada is the Mojave Desert. Man has been unwelcome here, yet many have come. Wanderers, explorers, seekers of silver and gold. They came to conquer, but it is the desert that endures. The desert distorts distance and disjoints time. I have spread my dreams under your feet. Tread softly, because you tread on my dreams. It is an epitaph for the desert, written in an earlier time.
Calling all androids. You are welcome here.
Greetings, fellow Earth babies, and welcome to Post-Punk Heartstrings. I am JimmyJames S. Butler, and it's been a while. It's been many months and quite a few moons. Not a ton of moons, but it's been, it's been a significant amount of moons since you have last heard from me. We're coming to you from the high desert land of Landers, California, home of the Landroids. And I wish that it was as dry here as it is there. We're right about the same temps in the KC area, around 100 degrees with a real fill of 115 or something like that, 70% humidity. It feels horrible. It's horrible, horrible, horrible. And I've had this head pressure along with that for the last few days, and it's gotten better. But this time of the year, I am so ready to move on into the wonderful autumn coolness, crisp air. We got about a month and a half to 2 months to go before that happens, unfortunately. But you didn't come here to listen to me bitch about the weather. You came here to hear from the band Landroid and hear from Cooper Gillespie and Greg Gordon. Cooper on vocals, guitar, bass, and keys, and probably some other things too. I think she breaks out the flute every once in a while, per our conversation. And then Greg Gordon on drums, sequences, and all the wonderful production that he does. It's pretty amazing. I love it. I think I mentioned in our conversation that I heard about this band on Instagram. I saw their post to get a free CD, just pay for shipping, and listen to a little bit of the music that went with it. I believe it was Yellow Sea. I'm almost certain that was the song that was playing. It's just such an amazing song. If you haven't yet listened to this, why don't you just pause this? Just pause it. Just pause it. Go listen to Yellow Sea to get you in the Landroid state of Lynchian mind. But anyway, go do that. I'm not kidding. Pause it. Yep. Hit the button. Now. Pause. Okay. I assume you have paused it, you're back, you listen to Yellow Sea and maybe some other tracks, and you love it, and you want to hear from Cooper and Greg. So we're going to get right into that after I just talk a little bit about finally being in my new home, getting my studio set up such as it is, home office / studio, we'll call it, but so awesome to get some pictures up on the wall. We've had a couple interviews so far from this studio. Me, Jim is in his own little studio in Maryland, but got to talk to Landroid, love that conversation, love everything they're doing. And then we got to redo an interview with the band the Flashing Astonishers, who are also amazing. They have the kind of music I just can't stop listening to. I never get tired of. I say that a lot, but like seriously, this band, the Flashing Astonishers, is amazing. I love all the things they're doing with music. Very Sonic Youthy, Teenage Fan Club, Pixies. I can go on and on, so I won't. But we'll hear from them. We're going to see how that goes. I'm working on editing it. But we had the interview of a couple weeks ago, maybe. And it was one that we tried to do before. Greg Yeti of the band, he was the only guy that was on. There was a blizzard. Nobody else could be there. And the recording was just horrible. We had a lot of issues. So it was so bad, I just couldn't make it work to put it out. I briefly put it out, and I was like, I just pulled it right back off. So if anybody heard any of that, there might be a few of you in like the 12 hours, maybe less than that I put it out and then brought it right back off. I apologize. But I did pull that off, and then we redid the interview. And the good thing was I'm pretty sure it's a good thing. I had all 4 current band members on for this next interview. And so there was a lot of banter, and I'm trying to work my way through the editing because it was hard to follow for me. So hopefully I'll be able to shape it and edit it into something that's you listeners would really enjoy. But I'm not going to go on and on. We've got some other stuff in the works. I feel like there's a lot for me to pick from right now. A lot of opportunities. I can think of 1, 2, 3, 4 interviews that I haven't scheduled yet. But so I'm probably going to be booked up for the next couple months with interviews. There's some other ones I want to throw in the mix as well, but I haven't even started to work on those. There are some that I really want to do, but I just don't know that I can manage to make it happen. Anyway, it feels good. It feels really good. Out of all the things that are going on in this world and in my personal life, relationships and work and everything, I feel really good, and I'm really thankful to be here. And I'm thankful for you all. So I'm going to go ahead and send you right into our conversation with Cooper and Greg of the band Landroid. Hey.
Hello.
Well, hello. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for showing up.
Yeah, a pleasure.
We're prompt.
It's a nice and now treat. We can talk about Nigel since he's not here, right? You could say all.
Yeah.
Right. You can sing his praises, or you can, hey man, this dude, I don't know why he did this. I don't know why he did this at this part of the song, but man. Well, thanks again for tuning in, showing up, and for waiting so long to get this scheduled.
No problem. It worked out because before this we were on tour and it was a little crazy. Yeah. So this is actually perfect.
Sure. You have a break, right? Yeah. I think you're going to do some more stuff, right? At least a few more shows.
Yeah, we have a break until September.
Okay.
Yeah. So cool. We're shooting music videos in August.
And writing more music.
And then September.
I was going to. Cool. Oh, wow. That's awesome. I was going to ask, are you one of those bands that's, stops and then tours and plays it for a long time, or are you one of those bands that like you're on to the next thing creatively, or both? Maybe it's both, You kind
of have to be both because we spent so long making the record. It would be a shame if we're like, okay, here it is, bye. So we gotta we gotta still promote it, but also we always desire to keep creating. So we're still working on new stuff too.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Well,
once we get into actually okay, songs might come up, maybe we'll try some things out. Once we get into the recording process, all rehearsing,
then we have to stop everything.
Yeah, everything will be stopped.
It's all that.
Yeah. You gotta focus.
Yeah, you don't want to sound terrible on tour. So.
Why not?
Like a lot of bands do.
Yeah, that ruins careers sometimes, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Or it can. Well, I guess introductions first. I'm JimmyJames. And I've shown up a little bit on your stuff. I have my little, there's my installation crew.
You're one of the OGs.
Yeah, I couldn't, I was very disappointed in myself that week because I was moving in my new house or trying to. So it was hard to hit every night. I followed up the next morning, or I tried to, with all the comments and weighing in and stuff, but. And then Jim, this is my first mate, Jim. Say hello, Jim.
Hello. How are you? How's it go?
He's a talker.
I'm here. I'm awkward. I'm not very good at podcasts, but for some reason I'm on here. Kind of a niche thing, I guess, right?
He's my perfect first mate. He's the one who reaches out to everyone that I am shy to reach out to. And
I'm his support human, is what I am.
Yes,
I'm like a dog, but a human version.
I take him everywhere. Anytime I fly.
He's like in your pocket.
That's right.
Yeah. Little
his purse.
Huge bag.
Little man purse in there.
But, yeah. And I met him because he has a band, Airedale. Yeah. And I thought that's interesting because his band is called Airedale. It's
Nobody
all
used
capital
it,
letters. So I'm like, oh, we have another band that's all capital letters now. Android. So
there are more than one.
So there's the trivia. You did
kind
not
of the thing right now.
Okay, so we're off to a bad start. I'm giving you stuff.
Not at all.
But so it's Cooper and Greg, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm Cooper. He's Greg.
Oh, shoot! I'm glad. That could be the same first name for a boy, right? Cooper. Could be.
Yes, and since I've been a little kid, everyone's always like, "You can't be Cooper. You're supposed to be a boy." And I'm like, "I don't know what happened." So I often have to specify,
What's it like? Sean, goes either.
There's a lot of
Casey,
exactly.
Chris, Sean,
Gannon,
Terry,
Jamie. Yeah. At least with my name, there's only one way to spell Cooper that I know of. Like Jamie, there's like 3 different ways, and you never know.
Yeah.
Is it J-A-I-N-E? Is it J-A-M-I-E? Is it J?
Yeah.
My
mom used to call me Jamie
when I was a kid.
I hated it.
Yeah, me
Really?
too. Yeah.
How about you, Jim? Same? Yeah.
Yeah, but my grandmother said, "You're too old for Jamie now. You're Jim." So I'm like, all right.
Oh,
now
you
you're
got
a man.
a grandmother.
You're a man, Jim.
You're 6 years old. So it's time to move on.
That's
6 years. That's the cutoff. 6 years old.
Something like, I was pretty young. I'm like, all right, I'll be Jim.
Okay.
That's fun.
All right. So you guys ready to get into it?
Let's do it.
All right. I'll start off by saying that all of a sudden I started having lawnmower ads and stuff pop up and seeing videos because there's a lawnmower called the Landroid. Like it's a like a robot, right? And I was like, why are these popping up? Because, my phone knows
they should
me,
sponsor
right?
you.
So it's sharing. And if you go search for videos, that's the top thing that comes up.
That's right.
Did you find that too, Jim? Okay, yeah.
You have your music videos and then videos about lawnmowers. And that's it.
Thankfully, yours are so much more creative than...
much more exciting.
We need to be the soundtrack to the Landroid lawnmower videos. Like,
that's right.
You need to get that contract.
If you make a jingle for their commercials.
That's right.
And so,
they might have been around first, but we did not name ourselves after Landroid. So the lawnmower.
Oh, really? I don't believe you. No, I'm just we didn't. I don't think that's in my. This isn't in my notes. So why did you? Is it related to where you live?
Yeah, we come from Landers, California, and the people there are called Landroids. So that's
okay.
Well, I mean, the story goes that we were at Happy and Harriet's, and
which is like the famous music venue where we live.
And one of the owners, Linda, were like, "Oh yeah, we live up in Landers." She's like, "Landers? Oh, you guys are Landroids." And
I was like, I've been looking for a good band name for 20 years.
Wow.
That's it. I finally got the good band name. I said, that's
took you 20 years, but you got it. That's awesome.
Yeah, I got it. Finally.
It's a great name, too, and it's perfect.
Right? That's good.
Yeah, sure.
And then when we started doing trying to find the website, though, www.landroid.com is like, somebody already took it. Like, who took Landroid.com? Then we found out that there's a robot.
Like, drat. Did you write a strongly worded letter? Like, listen.
Cease and desist.
I'm like, at least it's a robot. That makes it kind of cool. Yeah. Like, as long as it's a robot.
It's true.
We're big sci-fi nerds. So.
We're huge sci-fi nerds. Yeah. So anything robots, androids, any of that, we're into it.
That's awesome.
Cool. So I heard about you guys and this is kind of my first question. I heard about you guys through, you posted on Instagram for a free CD, right? And that was Imperial Dunes. And that was, January or February, somewhere back in then. So I wanted to ask a question because, I'm starting to see a lot of bands doing this, posting for CDs, and then you go in and you can say, hey, you want to do this too, or whatever. And I think I saw somebody post recently on one of your Instagram posts, and question that, right, a little bit, and said, oh, shipping and hand, I think it was $8 or whatever, for shipping and handling. And I wanted you to talk about that a little bit, because I think, even somebody posting about kind of some, reaction to that, like it kind of tells you about our music culture in a way. It's like, I think they've come to not appreciate music and artists a lot because they have it, they can stream it on Spotify or whatever. And so it's a little bit devalued, I think. And so there's a reaction like, I should be getting this for free anymore. And so I'm all about, going to Bandcamp and the sites and trying to buy, purchase the music and support and buy T-shirts and whatever. But can you just tell me your thoughts about, about that whole, I don't want to call that a tactic, but a promotional type thing to get your music out there?
Well, it's, the internet, you can either lament the fact that, music is quote unquote free and there's the internet and or you can figure out how to make it work for you. And so I feel like, the one really cool thing about the internet as musicians is that we can reach people that we never would have been able to reach in the old days, and I remember the old days where you're like, you saw someone with a pen and you're like, oh, we must be friends because we like the same band, and the only way we know that is because I have the pin and you have the pin. Now it's like you can find bands online, and so it's a cool way to reach a bunch of different people, get our music in their hands, build our mailing list with people who we know mostly like our music because they've already opted into it. And I understand that music is, a lot of people see music as free now, but I think the physical, tangible goods, and especially in this era of AI and what's real and everything, I think there is this sort of other side of it where people are really drawn to having something physical that's like, you could tell a human made it, some human had to make it, and it's like a physical thing. And so we sell a lot of CDs. Well, it's pretty crazy. You wouldn't think so, but we really do. Yeah.
The interesting thing is, so Imperial Dunes came out in 2019. We did the record. We're stoked on it. We ordered 100 CDs. All right. That's
100 vinyl.
No, I'm talking actual CDs. Oh, okay. 100 CDs. We ordered 100 CDs, and that was in 2019. And they've been sitting around, and we'll sell some at shows here and there. That's it. We started this marketing campaign. We've ordered probably close to 1,000 CDs. We just ordered 1,000 CD order of Imperial Dunes, meaning like something's going on where people are actually, they want it, they buy it. For sure. And before it was just sitting in our house. I mean, so it's working, and it's interesting because I'm like, we have one CD player in one of our cars. That's it, So even with like CDs, I'm like, people are actually going out and buying CDs, and it's awesome. I think it's great. Because I mean, honestly, I have Spotify, and if you said, hey, check out this band, I'd be like, Spotify, and I'd play it and listen, oh, this is awesome, But it's been really cool to see this happen.
And so many musicians, I know a lot of people are doing it, and I hope more find out how to do it. I have a little bit of an unfair advantage because my day job has been in marketing, so I have ideas about digital marketing that but I've also learned a lot from other musicians, and so I encourage every musician to go learn about digital marketing because it can change your career. It's definitely helped ours a lot.
That's cool.
That's great.
Should do a class.
There you go. Good.
Get paid.
Sure. Yeah. But I think it's just really cool to see how many. I mean, she told me we're going to start doing this thing, and I was like, okay, we'll see how this goes. And I mean, every day it's like 10 to 15 orders come in.
Yeah.
Awesome. By a week, that's close to 100 CDs a week.
And it's not just about like getting. It's also about creating like a community of people. I mean, that was what was so fun about the album experience. The next album was creating this world and creating this place where people can go deeper. And I feel like that's what that free CD is. It's like, here's the first one's free, and then we're gonna reel you into our awesome world. You're gonna become a Landroid too.
I like drugs.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is really
The first one's free.
yeah.
Oh shoot! I just have to change the rating of the episode now. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah.
The thing that's really cool is it creates this connection because like we put all those together. We sign and write everything by hand. So it's funny because like if somebody writes us back and goes, "Hey, I didn't get my this or this or da da da," I'm like, "Who did that? Who said that?" Oh, I know exactly who that person is because I remember writing that out. Like I remember people's names. When I saw we were doing this, oh, JimmyJames. Wait, I already sent him stuff. Like it's like this is cool, So it's
like a personal connection.
Yeah, it's a personal connection. I think that translates to when they get it. They see it. It's not just like rubber stamp. Like next.
And for us too, it's a personal connection.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah. So
beautiful.
I think it's good.
Yeah.
All right, we got through questions number one.
31 more to go now.
Some of them kind of flow together a little bit. So we always like ask these questions about your history and how you got started and stuff like that. So, and I think I know some of this from watching your videos a couple weeks ago. Has it been 3 weeks? 2 weeks, 3. I can't even remember.
Was it?
Yeah,
so,
about a month ago. Holy shit!
Yeah, a month. Yeah,
wowzers.
Well, that was when we did the behind the album experience. So we did talk
you did the videos.
About how we got into it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Because we always ask about influences and stuff like that, and you talked about that a little bit, but you're going to hear it again.
Yeah.
For people who haven't heard. Right. So, when did you start getting interested in music or learn to play the instruments or,
Well, for me, it was, I think I was maybe 7 or 8. I started the after-school music program playing the flute. And it's funny because we just played this thing in my hometown called Tacoma Porch Fest. And all the people that we played at their porch were middle school music teachers. And we all had like the same music teacher. So we had a big bonding moment about it. But it was really pivotal for me because I just remember feeling like, you blow on that flute and like a sound comes out that never came out before. It just felt like the closest thing to magic ever. And God bless Mr. Sorensen, my middle school, he was the guy who did the after school program in elementary and then the middle school band teacher. He made us all believe we were good, even though I don't think that we were that good, but we got some confidence, and that I really loved music ever since then. I wanted to be a musician, but I couldn't figure out how I was going to be a professional flute player because I was like, how am I going to make a living? And I didn't understand how that was going to work. And it wasn't until, I was like,
you're listening to Jethro Tull. You're like,
well, I tried to be in jazz band and I was told no flutes in jazz band. So I can't even be in jazz band. So then when I moved to LA, I discovered rock and roll, and that's a whole other story. But essentially, once I started playing the bass and got into rock and roll, I was like, oh yeah, this is like, it was over for me. I have no choice. This is what's happening.
Bye-bye, flute.
Yeah.
For me,
I still break it out sometimes.
He does, yeah. We have played Stairway to Heaven in another band.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Like, dude, break out the flute. Nobody was blown away. Yeah.
Old Genesis, too.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Take it back. Yeah.
For me, getting into music was, I don't come from a musical family at all. So I remember, I don't even know how old I was, probably 10, maybe 11. And I was outside playing, and my mom came up to me and says, hey, do you want an electric guitar? And I was like, of course. And says no. So she ordered me an electric guitar. It came in the mail. It came with a little box amp, a guitar. I had no idea how to play it. I called my friend whose brother played guitar, and I was like, how do you make sound on this thing? He goes, you see the frets? You push the string down in between the frets. I was like, oh. And so he came over, set it up, tuned it, and I was like, oh, this is cool. So I started playing guitar, and I did that for a few years. She eventually bought my brother a drum set. So then I was playing both instruments, and I just realized that I was better at drums, and I liked it more than playing guitar. And that was my introduction. But I mean, I bless her heart, that she just I don't know what inspired her to randomly just go, hey, think about buying you a guitar if you want it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Cool. Yeah.
There was no reason that just.
Not that I know of.
Hey.
No, just came out. I was like,
wow.
Hey, you want me to buy it? And it it was like in a magazine, and she's like, I was like, yeah, that's sure.
She saw the future.
Yeah. And then, I started taking guitar lessons, and, it was fun. It was cool, playing in bands in junior high. And then, but then I remember in 10th grade was I joined my first band as a drummer. And I was like, yes, I'm a drummer now.
Awesome. Yeah. Did you take lessons for drums too? Or?
Yes.
Did you?
Yeah, cool. I did. Yeah. And I was taking jazz. The person that taught me, she taught jazz. So that's what I studied, that and reading and stuff like that. So yeah, which to this day I still love.
That's awesome.
So how did you end up playing bass, Cooper?
Well, it's that age-old story. No one a guitar player will turn somebody into a bass player just to have a bass player in their band. But
it's like the Beatles.
I really wanted to be in a band, and I didn't really play anything, and I kept bugging a friend of mine to be in a band, and then finally, we were in this bar in LA called the Burgundy Room, and John I'm Only Dancing by David Bowie came on, and he was like, oh, fine, if you can learn the bass line to this song, I'll be in a band with you. And I was like, oh, I'm going to learn that bass line. So I sat back when there was just a CD player, like stopping, starting. And I don't think I mastered that bass line, but I got through it. So then one day he came over and I was like, look what I could do. And he's like, crap, I'm in a band. And I just taught myself to play bass by like listening to the Pixies in the Clash and trying to play along. Like that's pretty much how I learned. I never took lessons or anything like that. I do my thing on the bass. So that's how that happened. And it's playing bass is the most fun. Like I'm always like, I don't know why you'd want to play anything else. But I guess
I don't know
it's a good thing to be a bass player.
Yeah.
Are you a big Kim Deal fan for bass? Or?
Oh yeah, 100%. I really love her playing because it's like tasty. Mm-hmm. She's not trying to like noodle all over the place. She just like plays cool.
Just what you need for the song.
What you need, exactly.
It did fine for
her. That's what I try to do. I am not trying to noodle and show what a great bass player I am. I'm trying to serve the song and make the song the coolest.
Right.
And so, that oftentimes is pretty simple bass lines. Not always, but often.
How would you describe your music?
Well, so it's hard to describe. My favorite way, a press person from Grimy Goods said that we split the difference between Pink Floyd and Beach House, and I always love that description because it's really hard to describe us. And until you even when we were on tour just now, people were like, until I saw you live, like I didn't understand because there is this like dreamy atmosphere, but we are like we rock. I mean, I don't know how to describe it. It's like. And so I love that description because it kind of captures it. It's like, yes, it's very dreamy and ethereal, but it's also kind of Pink Floyd-y. I don't know.
Yeah.
So we call ourselves Dreamwave. I'm like, I don't know if that's accurate.
I like, that's what was the Lynchian? Lynchian,
yeah.
I like
we're
that.
Very
that's
into
perfect.
surreal, kind of like beautiful.
Cinematic.
But, yeah.
Rock.
Yeah, but also there's like a tinge of something that's not right underneath all of
that. That's funny. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was growing up, I mean, rock there was just rock, but I don't know, it was like AC/DC, Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, you know what I mean? It was like, yeah, rock. It's funny because, back then it was like Zeppelin. And I remember, was Zeppelin metal? And I remember hearing an interview when Robert Plant was like, yeah, they kept trying to call us heavy metal, and I'm like, if you being now at this age, and I'm looking back, I'm like, yeah, Zeppelin's not heavy metal. They were just, and it honestly, it just comes down to they're just playing music, and same with us. They're like, we're just playing music. It's hard. I know.
Let me put my marketer hat on.
I know.
You got it.
You got it.
To have a reference point.
I agree. Yeah, I totally agree. But at the end of the day, when you see us on stage, I think we're just playing music, and sometimes it's loud and passionate, and sometimes it's mellow and quiet. So yeah, it's Dreamwave, I guess.
It's Dreamwave. It's like,
and we'll talk about this. We'll talk about this a little bit more. But I think you guys incorporate what you just said into almost every song. There's quiet, and then it kind of erupts, or there's pauses, right, and then it gets louder. The drums come in. So, I think I love that kind of stuff, which is why I was really drawn when I first heard. So we'll talk about that some more. Next question.
Dynamics are good. Like if it's all just one level, you'll tune it out after a while. So
yeah, absolutely. How has living in the high desert shaped your creativity in the sound of your music?
Oh man, so much. I mean, gosh, I remember after we moved there was one point, because we used to live in LA. So Greg's born and raised, and I lived there for a very long time. And when you live in LA, you live in like a little people box stacked together with other people boxes, and it's just like everyone's really close. And you got you're probably going to spend half your day in traffic if you have to go anywhere. So that eats into your time. And there's a beauty to LA. Don't get me wrong. I loved being an LA person for a long time. But what's great about living in the desert is there's just so much space, and there's so much time. There's no traffic. If you wanted to go to the grocery store, you just drive and you park right in front of the grocery store. That was like a revelation. I was like, what? I don't have to go into a parking garage and go down a level and blah. I could just park in front of the grocery store. So there's a lot more time and a lot more space. And I remember one time we were sitting outside and Greg goes, I could see how someone could write a book, because living here, I just sit and think about things,
got time to think, not so much noise.
That's awesome. That sounds great.
Yeah. I would say also, and I'm born and raised in LA, so I love it. It's my home. But when we were in LA, when you want to rehearse as a drummer, I had to go down to my rehearsal studio, which is in downtown. I lived in Hollywood, so that's at least 30 to 45 minutes each direction if you're lucky. What time of the day is it? Then you get there, and then you're kind of isolated in that room, So if you get, when we moved out to the desert, it was like our studio's there, our everything is there, my house is there. It's like, and it's quiet, like she said. There's something about the space and the quiet, and it's like I could work on a record till 3 a.m. without a problem. Oh, I want to go try this drum part. Go off into the studio and try the drum part. And there's just something out there. There is literally an energy. There's something in that desert that is, it hums, it vibrates. And I remember when we moved out there, I was like, I wonder what the music scene's going to be like out here. And in that area, there are so many artists, and not just musicians, but sculptors, painters, you name it. They're out there and they're all over the place, everywhere.
Art is everywhere.
Art is everywhere. And so when they're all that energy, something, and I'm not really a woo-woo type person, but all that energy is just, it definitely resonates, and you can feel it. I love it.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's that energy, that ability to be free and open, no matter how, one of the hardest core guys I know is 78. He's like, shows up at every show and is like, it's just like everyone can just fully express themselves and be who they're going to be. And it's a beautiful thing, because I think a lot of places it's not that way.
Yeah, that's great. I love that awesome. Out there.
I'm ready to go, Jim. Let's
go. You gotta go.
Let's take a trip out there.
Oh, you got to. And the best part is, when you have a show, you don't even have to necessarily tell people you're playing, and everyone and their dogs will show up at your show. It's the best.
That's cool.
Yeah. So what is it like at night in the desert? I bet it's not much light quiet. Pollution, and there's probably not a lot of light pollution.
Well, it's interesting because it is dark. It is very dark. But you can look off to the west and you'll see a glow. You can look off to the east and you can see a glow. And one of them's Las Vegas and the other one's LA. And you can literally see it glowing. I'm like, wow. Right where we are, you can look. You can look up and it's dark and dark. Yeah. It is gorgeous.
And at night, it's like in the summertime, the air is it's like bathtub water or something. It's like, oh, and I got stars.
It's dry.
It's not.
Yeah. So there's like very sauna. Next to no humidity out there. Oh yeah. So you would love it. The desert's it's summertime. It's definitely hot. We're in the triple digits. We're up in Tacoma right now, but when we're down there, you're in the triple digits right now. But the sun drops. It's like you can just sit outside or just in shorts, no shirt, 2-3 in the morning, kicking it on the hammock. Watching the satellites move or something move. We're also
something
where we are is we're next to the 29 Palms.
Saucers,
that's another part of the high desert.
Yeah.
Well, so 29 Palms
It's a big
is
UFO
the largest. They have the largest marine base in the world. It's the largest one. Every you talk to any Marine, they've been to 29 Palms training. So there's definitely some weird shit that flies around in the skies.
But you don't know, is it the Marine base or is it aliens? Because there is a hub of alien activity. Like there's
George Van Tassel. He started the Integratron. He said he was contacted by his alien Salganda. He started the very first back in the 50s
in the desert, which is like the alien
UFO convention. He started it, and that was out in Landers, California.
Wow.
Yeah, it's cool out there.
You're into aliens, stars,
military.
Where we are.
Sounds good.
And heat.
And art.
And art,
the dry heat though.
But being a high desert, it also goes. It'll be triple digits, but it'll also go. It'll snow up there as well
in the winter.
Yeah.
Because it's at 3,500 feet, I think, something like that.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So, what was the first album that each of you bought or were given?
Oh, yeah. You want to go first? All right. I remember, this is going to date me, so the young kids won't know this, but there used to be a thing called Columbia House, and they would send things to the mail. I remember this. And, okay, so you remember, it came in the mail, and it was 3 records for a penny. And so I got my penny, taped it on there, and I didn't know bands. You know, I mean, I knew soul and funk and that from my family, but all my friends were like into rock, and I didn't know. There was Rush, Moving Pictures, Black Sabbath, Heaven and Hell, and Foreigner 4. Those are the 3 that I picked. Sent it off, and then it came back, and I got those, and I lived with those 3 records forever. And then somebody introduced me to Zeppelin, and then, and then just snowballed from there. But those are the first 3, and I paid a penny for them. Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
You're still paying it off, though, right?
You're still shipping it in
somehow.
I mean, $50.
It's actually, I know, because then they just kept sending me stuff, and then they're charging me for it. I'm like, what? Oh, I don't have my kids.
So much
I don't have any money.
Than the regular record.
I don't think so.
I wonder how many.
It was the music service.
Greg, I wonder how many kids there were that did that. I did that. Like, I didn't know. Like, I get this. I think for me, it was like more than that. It might have been 7 or 8 for a penny or something.
I think I remember seeing another one that was like 7 or 8. And I was like, damn it, I got chipped.
And I mailed it off, and I was like, oh, I didn't know. I'm in a club that they're going to be sending me stuff now.
Right.
So it's kind of like, sorry,
cool.
I'm out. And then I wonder how many kids did that. Probably a lot.
But it was cool because you did send me music that, I didn't know that, like Talking Heads, I mean, they would send me stuff that I was like, oh, this is cool. And it's like, that's a cool thing. nice
beginning albums.
Yeah, they were. Well, I remember, I tell you this, I remember the first time I heard Rush, Tom Sawyer, and that might be the first time I really heard rock. Because growing up is all soul, funk, R&B. And then I remember going over to my friend's house, and he was giving me shit because you don't know Rush? Oh, dude, come on, really? I'm ready. He put the needle down, and Tom Sawyer started, and my mind blew. I was like, what the fuck is this? What the hell? And I was like, so that was an obvious choice when I went home, and I was like, yeah, but
especially as a drummer,
yeah. Well, that
was probably earlier, right?
That was before
I'm thinking about drums. When those albums came out. That's pretty early.
Yeah, that's true.
Urgent, Jukebox Hero.
Oh man, yeah, Urgent.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I love that album.
Good first. How was your?
Mine. My dad took me to Tower Records, and I got 3 45s. It was Lionel Richie's Stuck on You, Cyndi Lauper, Sheba, and Nadia's the theme to The Young and the Restless.
Wow. I used to be able to play that on the piano. I used to play the piano when I was very young. And I had a book of TV show themes. So I played that one all the time, and I played the theme from MASH. Suicide is Painless or whatever. But yeah.
So good.
I like those picks. I'll take them.
Yeah, our little
Stuck
little
on you.
Oh, the emotion.
Sing first, Jim.
And I think that's like, another formative record for me as a kid was Disintegration by The Cure. And it's the same thing. It's like that emotion. Like I feel it. And I feel like our music kind of, you can feel the emotion too, So,
oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Gotta have it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Jim, you want to take the next one, buddy?
I was going to say, what's your favorite Cure album?
Oh, well, of course, Disintegration. I love it, but when I want to be like, but I love the head on the door. I didn't mean to say, oh, geez, we've had this conversation before. I love the head on the door. Every time I hear that album, I feel so happy.
It's great.
Yeah. What about you?
Oh wow, I really like the newest one was great.
It's good.
Yeah. Yeah. Disintegration was great. Kiss Me, Kiss Me, Kiss Me. I really like that one.
Probably one of those two for me.
Yeah.
Disintegration or Kiss Me. Kiss Me, Kiss Me, Kiss Me. Mm-hmm. We had a conversation recently.
Wish was great too.
One of our friends said pornography, and then we have Disintegration from somebody else. So we're like, we need to have a show where we like kind of debate these albums.
We debate with the best Cure album.
Well, it's so funny because hardcore fans will really, they'll judge you by what you. I remember one time I was with my friend. And I was talking to some girl. She goes, come over here. Come on. You don't want to know her. She goes, you want to know what her favorite X album is? It's See How We Are. Like,
you don't want to know her.
It's not for us. It's like, hardcore fans will judge you.
People take it seriously.
Yeah.
What number are we on, Jimmy James?
You should know. Number 9.
I have no
number
idea.
9. Number 9.
Number 9.
Oh, we've been right along.
Number 9.
Well, we did this pretty much. What is some of your influences?
Some kind of, but not all the way.
Did we cover that? Okay.
Did we? Okay.
I mean, that's a really.
He's gonna bust out the jazz drummers.
Well, yeah, I mean, Buddy Rich and Elvin Jones. I mean, God, I still put on Buddy Rich today and just it inspires me. I'm blown away, but it inspires me. But it's interesting because when I think of things that inspire me, I mean, obviously Bonham, Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, Mitch Mitchell. I won't just name drummers, but
but it turned into 2 hours of him just naming them.
But I mean,
Stevie Wonder. I mean, there was and it's interesting because when I think of what inspires me, I also think about things that. Even it's something I don't like, also inspires me not to do that. You know what I mean? So it's like I get shaped. I think I'm shaped by everything I'm listening to. I mean, I love Rage Against the Machine. Not that I mean, like their first record, but that inspires me to like do certain things. You know what I mean? So influences to me are all over the place. But I grew up on classic rock. I grew up on Zeppelin, Hendrix, Pink Floyd, the Stones. The Beatles, I mean. Yeah,
there's so many formative records. But for me, when I think about influences, and I think about almost like artistic, like guiding lights, or so for me, my higher power is like David Bowie, 100%. Like just everything David Bowie.
So you can see some of my pictures.
I see the love.
I love
that
Bowie,
right away.
So.
That was when I fell in love with him. I was a little girl, and I saw Labyrinth. I didn't even know he was like a rock star or anything, and I was just like, what is this? Like, I love him. I just I fell in love right then, and then later I found out he was a musician. But I love how he just always lived his life constantly evolving, never getting comfortable, constantly creating and pushing the envelope, and also just being just personally and as an artist. And so I guess when I think about an influence, I think about it more like that, like, who do I aspire to be like artistically, not necessarily like make the exact same music, but just artistically, I aspire to be like David Bowie.
And I mean, we pull inspiration from everything especially when we're writing. It's like the second song on Constellation, Autonomous. I started to come up with that after the first song was written. I was like, okay, I hear it doing this, and I thought Pink Floyd. I'm like, I hear like a cool Pink Floyd kind of guitar, da da da. And then she was like, we listened to M83, and I was like, oh, I love those big synths. Let's add that in there, all of a sudden, so inspiration just comes from everything, from what is this song sounding like, and then there's this track, that it reminds you of. So yeah, I think it comes from yeah.
Good answer.
Awesome.
Great answer. So, can you talk about some of the other projects you were part of before Landroid? I've heard about some of these. I've listened to some of them because I watched one of your videos.
So let's start with the incarnation of Landroid and how that came to be. So I was in a band called The Nervous Return. That when we ended, me and the bass player, along with Cooper, started playing music. And the bass player, Tony, he was playing guitar. So it was a three-piece, and we were called Mad Planet. And I was thinking about this the other day. And then we're playing shows, we hadn't recorded anything yet. And right before we were getting ready to record, Tony's like, I don't know about this. I don't think I want to do this anymore. And we're like, cool. And Cooper and I are like, let's just keep going, So we kept playing shows, and then we recorded a record, All Elephants. And then Tony eventually came back to us and wanted to be back in the band. He's like, because we were doing a lot of stuff. He's like, I want to do this with you. So he came back in. We did that record, Ghost Notes, right, with Tony. And then after that, Tony once again was like, I don't think I want to do this anymore. So we're like, okay. And at that point, we were kind of going a little bit more rock and less electronic, which I did. I wanted to go more like Massive Attack, but we were going the other direction. So we stopped Mad Planet, called ourselves Ultraviolet Rays, and then started recording music like, in the way that we wanted to. And that lasted for an EP. And we moved out to the desert. And then the other problem with Ultraviolet Rays is we toured with that around the country. I mean, we would show up and it'd be Ultraviolet Rays on the marquee. Ultraviolet Rays.
A great name. It was like I said, I've never had a good band name on that.
So from that, we were like, we're out in the desert. Let's refocus. Let's retool. Let's revamp, and let's get rid of the name. Landroid's the name, and now let's focus. And then came Imperial Tunes, and then Constellation. And then Constellation was the first record that we produced completely everything in-house ourselves.
He's a really good producer.
Oh, thank you, sweetie. So that's how we got to Landroid today. Before that, I was in a band called The Nervous Return, which was signed with Travis Barker, his label. We toured Europe. We toured the States. We did a tour. It was interesting. We were on tour with No Doubt and Blink. And after that tour, both those bands broke up. And we're like, whoa, how crazy that we're on the final tour. And then, of course, both those bands eventually got back together. But so that was cool. But that was my bad. And once we were off the label and the label went under, that band was like, I saw the vision. I was like, dude, we just got to keep touring. That's where it's at. Just keep plugging away, building fans. But they didn't want to do that. So
I always say, like, if you write great songs, if you have a great show, and you got your branding and everything, if you can hang together for 10 years, you will quote unquote make it, whatever that means. You'll make your living off music. The problem is nobody can keep their band together for 10 years. It's almost impossible to do.
Well, that's the thing. There's a whole world that people don't realize. Touring is not glamorous. It's fun, but it's work, and if you're in a van or whatever with 4 or 5 other people that you're with day in and day out for 3 or 4 weeks, and you don't get along, that band's breaking up.
Right.
Period. Yeah, it's a lot of work to do. And
sure.
Okay,
I'm sure that's typical. You're up that close. Go ahead.
Oh yeah. And it's like you're broke, you're like eating, especially when you're, in younger punk bands, it's like you're broke, you're maybe staying in a Motel 6 or crashing on punk house floors. You get like Taco Bell once a day and you're drinking a lot. Like, that was my story. As a young punk, it was like, so there's a bunch of different things going into the dynamic that might make the band challenging to keep together,
Right.
But, my first band was like a punk rock or power poppy punk rock band, and we were more like where he got to be in more like the newer punk thing. We somehow were always lumped in with the older punk rockers, which was fine, but bands like the Addicts and Total Chaos and like all these bands were who we would play with, and it was a great ride. It was a great ride until it wasn't. And then speaking of like great band breakup stories, like and I'm good friends with the guys now, but at the time it was really hard because we played this festival in Canada. We got in a huge fight. Of course, alcohol was involved, and who knows what else. And the guitar player and I woke up in the morning, and the drummer was just gone. He just left a note in the van that was like, "Sorry, it had to end this way." He hopped a plane back to LA, and we're like, and we had to cancel all the rest of our shows going down the coast. But it's like,
oh no,
Yeah.
one band breakup story is every band breakup story. Like every band has a story like that. Yeah. Anyway.
Makes a good story in the future, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. And it was
You can laugh about it now.
Yeah, and before the pandemic, we all got together and recorded like one last album together, and it was just like so great. It was like, oh yeah, we love each other. What that was just a crazy time. We were all young.
Yeah, we were young. Youngins. Didn't have the wisdom.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're going to shift into kind of the songwriting and creative process for your writing songs. So, Jim, you want to take that next question? Number 13. This was yours, I think.
Yes, I do.
Lucky 13.
All right. Was that Lucky 13? What's the process from idea to finished piece when writing a song? How does it typically begin and end?
Oh, it starts and it ends many different ways. If you're lucky, a song just like comes to you and you're like, oh, there's a song. That's not how it happens a lot. I mean, a lot. Sometimes it's like, oh, I just have this one lyric, or I have this one melody in my head, or like he dreamed a song. It's like you just never know how they're going to come to you. But the trick is when they come to you, getting them down or the idea down fast enough so that you can remember it to keep working on it.
I mean, I'll say the process many times. Cooper might have an idea. Every session I do, if we start a song right now, it's session 1 till the final one might be session 30. And it's interesting because if you listen to any finished product and you go back to the first iteration of it, and you're like, "Whoa, how did you get to here from there?" It's mind blowing. I don't know. Lots of times it's just if there's an idea, I will sit there in front of the computer and working on stuff in the studio with instruments, and really just see where the song goes. And then it's a lot of times you really got to be honest with yourself and say, that thing that I worked on for the last 4 hours, because it's not really doing it, or maybe, hey, I went down this rabbit hole and found some amazing shit. It's awesome. And then that inspires the next part of the song. Sometimes it's really trying to find the one to stop, like, okay, this is it. It's good. It doesn't need more. And then when it comes to like lyrics and stuff, we've been having a lot of fun. Cooper generally comes up when it's me and her, she will write the lyrics. But in Constellation, we would sit around, the three of us, and talk about the song and talk about what's the story we're trying to tell. How does the story relate into the record? And then in the record, what's the next story? And then characters. And like it would be like almost like if you were wanting to shoot a movie and we're pitching a movie to you. We're coming up with ideas and storylines, and then well, she would say this to him, and then he did this, and then and then they'll start to go into lyrics, and then we're all literally quiet for about 10 or 15 minutes. Okay, I got something, and then that's cool, and then we'll work that, and then so all of a sudden, all three of us are just bouncing ideas off lyrically and sonically with ideas, and then I tell them all to leave, and I take what's there, and I work till about 3 a.m. And then the next morning, I go, get up. You got to hear what I did. You got to hear what I took, and I did all this stuff to it. And they're like, fuck, that's rad, It's a lot of fun. I mean, and I'm really excited to get into that again. I could feel this next record's going to be.
We can feel it bubbling.
I can feel it. There's something great is coming. Yeah. Nice. And I'm excited. Just, I want to make sure we have the right, like everything's, all the noise around me is is the way. So,
but that's an interesting thing, because in today's common wisdom that music marketing people say is like, okay, you got to release a song like every 4 to 6 weeks forever, in order to like keep the algorithm happy and keep the Spotify this and blah blah blah. But I think that I really like that we took our time with all the songs, and then once we had our thing that we wanted to make, then we did that, we released them. But I think sometimes that there's this unfair pressure to put things out to satisfy the algorithm, and it's like, well, is that what we're making our art for? An algorithm? Right. I don't know. Like, right. And even just the idea of having a complete artistic statement that you want to make, making a record. Yeah. I think that's a worthy thing to endeavor to do, and I feel like that is not something that's prioritized a lot now, because you got to satisfy that algorithm with a song every 6 weeks or whatever.
I mean, going back a little bit to inspiration, like The Wall, like for me growing up was just like, this is like, how did you like, this is a story from the beginning to the end, I want to write this,
that's my dream. I want to make a movie like The Wall movie. When I was a kid, I saw that before I ever heard the album, and I was like, what is happening? He's shaking his eyebrows out. Like, what is going on here? I was just like, it blew my mind.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Somebody on the tour said, this is so great, of like a record. Like, you made a record. Not just a bunch of singles that you just put out. It's like, yeah, and it's got a through line to it. It's got an idea behind it. And
the idea that I've heard a lot of marketing gurus say is like, you have to test what the audience wants. And if your song, if you put it out and it doesn't do well enough, then it shouldn't go on a record. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, that's not, like, I just don't feel like that. Maybe it's because we remember like growing up with records, but it's like, yeah, you're going to have your B-sides or the songs that aren't like the quote unquote hits, but that add that another layer to the record.
Yeah. The long story short, yeah, the songwriting process all pretty much happens at the studio. It's pretty much song by song. I try not to get. Sometimes Nigel is very. I want to work on the next song. I'm like, dude, I got 3 songs working right now. Like, I personally like 1 or 2 songs to be working on. You start getting 3, then this one's not getting attention. Then I'm, and it's easy because once you start writing a new song, it's easy to get into that song, and then everything else is gone. So I'm like, we got to finish this one. I could take it to a point, let's say 10 is complete. I don't mind getting a song up to like 8 and then going on to the next song, and then bringing all the songs up to like level 8 and then finishing them off at 10, But yeah, it's a fun process, but it all happens at the studio, and it usually happens late at night when everybody goes to sleep and the world is really quiet. There's something about that, like 1 to 3, I'll be pulling myself away going, it's 3:30, dude. You can't, but why society says I have to go to sleep. Why can't I just stay up and keep working on this until the sun comes up?
And for me, it's the opposite. From like 6 to 9 is when I like to write or just be creative. I'm way better in the morning. I cannot do the night. So.
And then, like, I'd say recently, I don't know, over the last couple of years, remember, like, back in high school, it was big, smoking weed. And then their 20s, 30s on, it kind of didn't. But it's kind of found its way back into my life. And there's nothing greater. Like, I'll be working on a record or working on a track, and then, eat some weed and go down the rabbit hole. And then it's like, if it passes that test of like, because there's something about
the weed.
Well, there's something about weed that opens up your senses of like music. Like, I remember I could eat some weed, put on Bob Marley, and I'll hear things that I've never heard before. I'm like, I never heard that, So to me, when it passes that like weed test, I'm like, okay, this track is a good track. We're doing everything. The weed test is crucial,
When I was younger, in the punk rock scene, everyone's like, Black Flag, Black Flag. And I'm like, I don't get it. Like, I just did not get it. And then one day I got stoned and listened to Black Flag, and I was like, oh my God, these guys are geniuses. And after that, I was like the biggest Black Flag fan forever.
Yeah.
Anyway, sure. Yeah, there is something to that.
Yeah. So, and especially it's like if I'll be high and I'll be like playing the same track. Mind you, when I'm working on a track, I hear it 500, 1,000 times. But when it's, I'll put it on and I'm like, oh, dude, that was great. I'm gonna listen to it again. I'll listen to the song like 10 times just because I'm high, but it's sounding good. If I listen to it once, I go, okay, I'm good, and then I'm like, that song needs work, you know.
Yeah.
So I guess you weren't
guys-
part of the straight edge. You weren't straight edge, obviously. You were into
No.
Black
No.
Boy.
Very far from.
Oh,
You
no.
weren't Minor Threat fan.
No, I had a lot of straight edge friends, but I was not.
No.
I'm sorry.
No.
I wish I would have been. I remember a lot more.
That's Jimmy,
You guys did something on the that album launch week that was kind of cool, and I think maybe it was, you know, you did that for the community. You shared some of your, like, you know, your song ideas that you record, you know, when you do like a little recorder in your phone or whatever. That was pretty cool. That was kind of vulnerable.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, because you're hearing it's like there's, you know, it's not polished at all. But I wanted to hear that. I wanted to share that because first of all, I think it's cool to see where a song ends up from where it starts. But second of all, if anyone out there ever has a creative impulse, I want them to see, like, it does not start great necessarily, you know. It starts with a voice recorder and a wobbly voice, and, you know, it's like, I just want people to know that it's not like it just all comes out perfect. It's a process, and that's part of the fun of it, the creative process.
Yeah. I love when, you know, give me 2 notes and let's see what I can do with it, you know. It starts here and it ends up over there, and it's just like, wow. You know, sometimes, like, I don't know how I came up with that. I don't know how I came up with that line. I sat there and just kept playing something, and then I find, oh, that's it. And it's just allowing yourself to go where the music takes you. Sometimes some people are like, well, it has to have a chorus here. It has to have this here. We have to do a bridge. And I'm like, do you? Do whatever the fuck you want to do.
No.
That's right.
Yeah, you do whatever you want.
That's what Sting would say that, though. He's like, you know, all this new music, they don't follow the rules of verse, chorus, bridge. You know, you're like, why? Why do you keep doing the same thing?
I remember one time back when Stephen Colbert had the Colbert Show, and he had Wynton Marsalis on, and he's like, so Wynton, how do you win at jazz? You know, and it's like it was just so great. But it's like, yeah, there's no winning or like getting it right in art. You know, I mean, that's defeats the point.
Right.
It's art for art's sake, right?
Exactly.
I will say on Constellation we did fail at one thing. When the 3 of us got together, we're like, okay, I was like, dude, I want to write a 30-minute song. I just want to write. I want it to be at minimum 30. I want it just to be 30 minutes. I just want this, like, this slow build. It goes all over the place. You know, it's
Side
like
A.
I mean, you got like
Rush, one song.
And, yeah, exactly. You know, Pink Floyd. I mean, they have the one record that's 5 songs. They're like 12, 17-minute songs. But I wanted
metal had a.
And I think we did fail because the beginning was the first song we wrote, and that one. I think
7
like 7 minutes,
something like that.
Yeah.
Didn't make it.
But I was tempted.
Long enough.
That's funny you say that, though, because one of my questions, and I don't know if we'll even get to this, we might. I mentioned the beginning, and I think it's over 7 minutes, I'm pretty sure. And I think the sort of the build up, what I'll call the intro, I think goes to about, before there's vocals, okay, we'll say that, goes to about 3:20 maybe or something like that. Right. But my comment / question, more of a comment, you know, a lot of times you hear these long songs and like you listen to them over and over again, and you're like, you start listening to them and you're like, okay, I'm just waiting for, I'm trying to get through this first part. I'm getting impatient or whatever. I'm like, why? You know, it's a drag. But I feel like that song, and you have some other kind of long ones too. It feels more like a journey. It's very intentional, and it kind of carries the listener along with it. And I you know, hats off. So you succeeded in that way for sure.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So that was an interesting one. So that was the first song that we recorded, our first song that we worked on together as the 3 of us. And we were at Nigel's studio, first time we get together, and we you know, what are we going to do? And, you know, Nigel threw down like some sort of synth thing or something, and then they both just vocalized. Nigel left the room, Cooper just sang whatever. Nigel didn't hear what she's saying, then Nigel came in and sang whatever, and there's a lot of like, just vocalizing. And so I took all that, got home, and started working on it, and started cutting it up and paint, like, put this here, move that there, move that, and I just like, okay, and try to make sense of it. And then we got together again and here, try singing this. And then made adjustments to that and did it again. Okay, now this thing is probably 9 minutes long. We can't use all that. And then, then they started doing lyrics. So it was an interesting process on that song and for being the first one. And I love it. I mean, I just love I love how it starts and it's just like this, it's like this guy just singing, but he's not, without words. And, there's a whole Gnostic theory that, I was studying the Gnostics and I was stoned and I was like, dude, this sounds like the Gnostic world. Like the God, the aeons, the Gnostic gods talking to each other, creating the universe, and so I went down that rabbit hole. And I was like, I had a whole storyline going on, and the song just kept evolving and building, and it was, I wish that was more of a single, but I love it. I love that song. It's a good one.
Nice.
Yellow Sea. I was reading the lyrics on that. It's pretty awesome. She turns to stone and floats. That's all it takes. What inspired the lyrics of that song? It's very interesting.
I'm death obsessed, like legitimately, and in a good way. Like, and I think that song is kind of about walking between this world and the next world. And there's like a lot of beauty, and also it's a little trippy, and yeah, that's what that's about.
Mysterious.
Yeah, exactly. It's the mystery. None of us really know what's going to happen, but I think it's going to be pretty weird and pretty cool. We'll see.
You ever watch any of those NDE videos, the near-death experience?
Oh yeah.
Pretty interesting stuff.
I'm all into it. I mean, we're all going to find out sooner than we want to what's on the other side, and so I try to really enjoy being here. And yet there is, ever since I was a kid, it's just like this obsession with like, wonder what's going to happen. Wonder what's over there. And I certainly have felt the presence of loved ones after they passed on. And I don't know if it's just my head doing it or what, but I feel like it feels real to me. So I guess we'll find out. Anyway, I think there might be something.
Right. Yeah, I think some people think they have it all figured out. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure you don't.
No, for sure. Yeah. But it is interesting to think about. So. She turns to stone and then she Yeah, when Nigel was dissecting those lyrics when he was learning that song, and he was like, this is a really trippy song. And I was like, yeah, it is. It's a trip.
I think Jim, didn't you text me about the lyrics?
Yeah, I was texting JimmyJames about it.
He's like, what the what?
I can't remember what I said. Yeah, that's what
Sometimes I hesitate to even say what a song is about because it's like I don't want to put my meaning on what it could potentially mean to somebody else. Like that's what was going through my head, but whatever it means to you guys is right too.
I think we both don't like to ask people, what did you mean by this song? It's more like, what's the story behind it or something like that. What inspired it, not what do you mean? Because everybody hates that question when it comes to writing lyrics, I think.
Yeah. It was fun, and that video was really fun to make because it was so surreal, and we worked with a lot of our friends to make that, and actually the director of that video is coming out from Colorado to direct a video with us. Coming up
nice.
He's just the best. His name's Patrick Flaherty, and every video that we did with him was like a piece of art. He's just an artist, and so I was like, I know you don't live in California anymore, but we got to figure this out. Can you come do a video? So he's going to come out and do a video with us in August, and I cannot wait. I'm really excited.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, they're obviously really well done.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this one's going to be done a cinematic, and then at the same time, we're also going to shoot an immersive video. So you can put on some VR goggles and
you turn your head, you'll see a whole different thing.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got some in with Apple or something, and he's got like 9 of these VR cameras or these immersive cameras. Crazy.
Yeah, so that'll be really fun, and it's almost like a choose your own adventure. It's like you'll get to see the one version that is the cinematic version, but you can have your own adventure inside the video if you want and see what else is going on.
We think we're trying to strike a deal with Apple. VR, Landroid, VR headsets. We can
buy Apple and Landroid the lawnmower.
Yeah.
You're on to something.
On tour, you'll be able to buy the VR headsets, the Landroid, and watch the
video. And also the Landroid lawnmower.
Yeah, exactly.
How long you got there? How big is it? Yeah, and this could run. This thing right here.
Another $100 you can tag in. And we'll sign it. We'll sign them all.
Signed.
Genius. That is a great idea.
Yeah.
You talked about constellation and Gnosticism, and I knew I had watched some of your videos from the that week, and you talked about that a little bit. Can you talk about that some more and how that shaped this album?
Yeah. So I am fascinated by religion. I think it's interesting how humans, want to believe in something else. It's just fascinating, all religions. And so one of them, I was studying historical Jesus, and in that there's a mention of Gnostics. And I was like, what's Gnostics? And then I found a lecture series on Gnostics, so I started watching that.
We watch the great courses a lot.
Yeah.
We have the channel.
Goodness. I could spend all day. I can give up music and spend all day just watching those. I couldn't, but I love it. Not enough time in the day for me to watch all those, but I try. Right now I'm on the Persian Empire, so anyway, I digress.
Cool.
So the Gnostic theory it's very, I've always kind of believed myself, I follow more of a Taoist philosophy in life. And the Gnostic theory is very Taoist in a way. It's first original, the first thought, this, and they believe, like, if you think of like God as like the biggest, craziest supercomputer that you could ever imagine. It's so intelligent. It's so whatever. It's beyond our compare. We could not even imagine that this high intelligence. We are a simple calculator compared to that. And so basically God has a thought, and that thought's, so now there's 2 thoughts, or there's God, and then there's a thought. And that thought is what they call an aeon. So now God has somebody to talk to and bounce ideas off of. Well, that one has other thoughts and other aeons that spread off, and it keeps going. And if you think about it, like, you are who you are, but yet you don't think about your tongue when you eat food. You don't think about, your eyes blinking or your heartbeat. All that's controlled by other parts of your body, but your mind is God. You're like, if you think about it like that, it's just. Anyways, one day, one of these aeons has another thought, and usually every one of them's paired with
like a male female
yin yang, and they decide, okay, let's do this. Well, this one decides to create another thought without talking to their partner, and so it's kind of a bad thought, or it comes out bad. fucked up. And finally, it says, okay, hey, I did this thing. I created this other Aeon called Yavadoeth. But what it does is cast it off to the side. I can just go over there, and I'm going to go back to the party where everybody else is at, in a sense. Yavadoeth, in Gnostic belief, is the creator of our universe, is God.
And this is why I love
consider what we on Earth consider God is Yavadoeth. And so their belief is that there's it gets crazy with like the light and the dark, and there's a piece of divine. Yavadoeth steals like a part of the divine spark that creates all of what we know.
But that's why our world's messed up, because we have a messed up God. And it's the only religion that actually explains that.
Well, it's like,
in a way that makes sense.
Because, Yavadoeth is like, well, if I can't have that, what you guys have, the divine realm, I'll create my own. But he's a mistake. He's an error. So he makes an error universe. But the whole thing is in Gnostics is trying to raise you to bring your light out of this realm, because all of the light that's inside of all of us is trapped here, and you have to let it out, or you got to find a way to bring it back to the divine realm. So in the beginning, my thought is it's Yavadoeth saying to the other Aeons, the other thoughts, like, I've got this idea about creating this universe with all these people on it, and they're like, no. I mean, it's like, they're all singing, that single voice is Yavadoeth saying, yes, and then does it. And then says, look at all the stories that happen. See all the things that I've created, all these people, all these interactions.
Well, like, the first story is kind of a messed up story. Because he created it. So.
But, not trying to diss him.
Yeah. Well, it's the case. But...
I'm wrong. No, but we could literally go on for hours and hours and hours. And
that's scratching the surface.
Yeah, and even the lecture series I watched 2 or 3 times, and I'll probably watch it again soon. Even that is like, he's like, this is just scratching the surface, just trying to explain everything. And it's an extremely complicated religion that doesn't exist anymore. I think he said there's still some people out there that, try, but it died out a while back. Yeah. But it's the only thing that I've ever heard that actually has explanations for why there is
like
bad things and why is it like this? Why do we, if you were a
that
body,
makes sense. Like, free will doesn't make sense to me, but the fact that the guy might be a little messed up and that's why things are a little messed up. Okay, that makes sense to me.
More relatable.
Yeah, once again, it all boils down to religion is really a very fascinating.
All religions.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember reading the Gnostic Gospels. Probably 1990 or something like that. When I was reading a lot of stuff on religion and different religions and stuff like that. But I remember, like, one of the places around here is called Unity Village. It's like a, some people would consider it a cult, but I mean, I remember it being kind of having a lot of in common with Gnosticism in sort of that.
Yeah.
So, not all of it though, but they had like some of the things, like divine spark type terminology and stuff like that they use.
Yeah.
But I was always super interested, and just all the religions and how they came about and where they came from and this history of them.
And why do some like survive and others die out or get crushed out? Or it's just fascinating to me, like, anyway. And we're also, our culture is so influenced by the Judeo-Christian religion. So learning about all of that is like really interesting, because how did that become like the big religion? It's just interesting.
Yeah. Well, when you go into like Christianity, and when Christianity started, there was hundreds of, probably thousands of different sects that were like, no, my Christianity is right, yours is wrong, and how, it was all about gaining your followers to come to me, because then I could get money and I could, I'm the big man on campus. So, then came warring, like, you guys are wrong, we're going to kill you. It's just like,
and here we are today.
And we're still doing it.
Yeah, still happening.
It hasn't stopped.
What's going on? It's crazy.
And then we finally got Western Christianity, which is finally the truth of
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Wow.
All right,
We
we'll
go
keep
down
moving
religion
along.
for a while.
Yeah.
Wouldn't
We'll,
like
we'll
to
spend the rest, all the
see-
rest of the time if we.
Yeah. Suddenly this becomes a
Oh,
theological
I
podcast.
just read on one of the magnets that says it was what's the thing with guns? Guns don't kill people. People kill people. And it's like religion doesn't kill people. People with religion. People kill people for religion.
And
Something
this is where
Yeah.
my stepdaughter was like, "Don't say anything that's going to get you canceled
Oh, yeah.
tonight." And here you go.
Too late. No, I'm just kidding.
Just say love each other. It's all I'm trying to say.
There you go.
You know, let's enjoy each other. Let's have
Absolutely.
fun.
Well,
All
you
you
know,
do is
but
love.
here's the thing. Let's just say this: like, the important thing is like being open. I think, and like, if you get to a point where like everyone else is wrong, and I'm the one who figured out this is the truth about life, and everyone else should adhere to that. It should always be like, may I really believe this? This is what I really believe in, but you could be right. Somebody else could be right.
Yeah.
And I know there's a lot to that with you can argue about that a long time, right? With certain people, like, being open to somebody else's opinion, you can't do that. You have to, that's not, being true to God, or Christianity or whatever. But I don't know. I just feel like it's, it doesn't mean you're not saying you can't believe something just because you disagree with someone else. You can have a conversation and be like, hey, tell me about what you think and consider that. Right. And then, so I think that's what is missing a lot,
Yeah, and also just living a good life and being good to others. It's it's like this,
because again, nobody knows for sure.
Yeah, nobody knows.
Nobody
and
has
those
a
that do
guarantee.
know are not here.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
so. All right, moving on to switching gears a little bit.
Yeah.
So which song on let's say the Constellation, we'll just single that album out. Which song feels the most like a confession, like self-confession from you guys, or one of you, or whoever?
For me, it's Sometimes. Yeah, that song, it definitely is like a, pretty laying myself out there song. So that would be it for me.
Sometimes I feel so ashamed. Why can't I just have faith? Maybe you are love, just
I mean, you once again, I don't, and that for you probably because those are her lyrics. Nigel, I might have chimed in on a word here or there, but for the most part, that's Cooper. Me as a drummer, I'll take it in a different way and say like a confession, like my playing. It's probably the ending. That song is about death. It is about moving on, staying here, being a part of all of it, even after you're dead. And yeah, just the performance. That song, I don't know if I'll tell you now about that song.
You told in the album experience, I think.
Oh, I did. Yeah, but that song, it came to me in a dream. Literally, it's funny because last night I had a dream. I woke up in the middle of the night. Going, oh my God, it was a sci-fi dream in space. All kinds of things are going. And I said, this is the greatest story. I got to tell this story. And I was like, dude, you're not going to remember this. And I did not remember it. I woke up.
You got to write it down.
I couldn't even, I was still half in it. I was like, ah.
Yeah.
But anyways, that song came to me in a dream. And literally, I rolled over, picked up my phone and just, in the thing. And then went and got it down into the computer. And you know, I think that song to me is like the truest, like, you know, something came to me subconsciously, maybe spiritually, who knows what, but that one, it came out exactly how it was supposed to come out. And the drumming on that is so fun.
Yeah.
And it's so like, yeah, it's just real. It's, you know, it's not a straight beat. It's just, you know, it's fills off and on, coming in, big fills, and, you know, scatter my name and all that stuff. And it's just, yeah, that's my thought.
This year was very, there was like a lot of death. Like I had a friend die, my dad died. Like there's a lot of death going on in our lives. And so, I don't know, there's a lot of human, but also like endings and death. And there's a lot of those themes going throughout the record. Cause I think I was definitely living it this year.
And I also think that song was like, okay, we had all the other songs, and this song, that was a song that like I started writing. I got it to probably about level 2 out of 10, and then once all the other songs were pretty much done, I was like, okay, now it's time to do this song, because this is a perfect song to end the record, you know. And you know, it was simple. It was easy to call it the ending, and I was like, oh wait, we have the beginning and the ending. It wasn't like that wasn't planned. It just came out that way, and I was like, they bookend, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Forever.
So which song feels most like stepping into another person or an alter ego, maybe?
Well, I think the beginning for Nigel and I, because we were creating this whole story of these, you know, the two lovers who robbed the bank and things went horribly wrong. And we have a whole like TV series going on there. And so that definitely feel like we were definitely coming at that song from definitely, wow, like obviously we've experienced some of the emotions from that song. There was we were inhabiting those characters in that song for sure. So maybe that one. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that rings true.
Well, he was inhabiting Yaldabaoth, Oath, so he was inhabiting. So there you go.
Looking into somebody else, I mean, I would say maybe Say My Name, only because it's like that was really like Donna Summer. You know, I Feel Love, and I was like, oh yeah, like, you know, like this isn't a track that I normally write, or, you know, not that it's a disco hit, but I mean, it's definitely like, you know, it's got that disco influence in it, you know, the hi-hat. Yeah, but yeah, and that was, I think so. That's my answer.
Good one.
Say
I mentioned this before. Many of your songs kind of move between slow, quiet, and then explosive, and you have pauses and stuff like that. So can you talk a little bit more about that? Because that happens in a lot of your songs. And I don't know if it's intentional necessarily, or it's just what you're feeling, or you have some type of a goal with that dynamic, to present it that way.
I think a lot of times it is intentional because we're both, him being a producer especially, but I think we're both aware of like, there is a thing where you have to do different things to keep people engaged in your song. I think it also speaks to the emotion, like building the emotion a lot of times is, the dynamics will change based on that, but not just dynamically. When he's producing a song, he's thinking very intentionally about every single phrase, I would say.
Yeah.
I mean, because everyone has to change a little bit in order to keep our ears engaged. So there is a lot of the technical aspects of producing that he does.
I mean, I don't think of anything intentionally like that. Like, oh, the song has to build up here or it has to drop down here. I don't think like that. I do just like, where's the song's going? It definitely changes. I mean, sometimes, or even if the song doesn't change, like it's progression or it's bass line or something. What else? What can I do? To make it interesting, to make it sound good. I'm all about the ear candy stuff. Like to me, it's like put the headphones on and just listen. Say My Name's a good example of that. Like you can put that on and then that breakdown. And I remember being like
stoned and going, God.
Well, no, that, but I remember being like, okay, I'm writing that song. It's probably at a 6 out of 10. It's not 10 is complete. It's at a 6. I got to hit that breakdown. And like, it was like, okay, I'm going to do it today. It was like, oh, I'm not ready for it. No, I'm not ready. Like, because it's like, I know what I want it to be. And it's like, you can't rush it. You can't just go, oh, it's going to be like this. And I'm just going to do it. It's like, it's interesting because like the wrong synth can take you down the wrong path, or it can take you down a different path, or the wrong guitar can, there's things that can take you down. And I'm like, I got to really block out the noise and figure out where I wanted to go. And I did. And then when I finally got there, I was like, that's it. But it's not it's like almost like it's a nervous, like, dude, I don't want to fuck it up. I want to get it right. So there's definitely intention in a lot of the things, but that's also really listening to the song and seeing where it goes. And that's important for me. So I don't try to be like, it's got to raise up, it's got to drop down, it's got to raise up.
No, it just happens naturally.
Yeah, it happens naturally.
From the time I started playing music when I was a little kid, that was always the thing. Like, certainly when you play in band and the conductor's like, oh,
Yeah.
So there is like the dynamic. I was aware of dynamics from a very young age that things get loud and then they get quiet and they get depending on the mood you're trying to create or,
And some songs stay loud all the time and some songs stay quiet all the time. Yeah.
Right.
Was there any production choice that you made that most fans probably wouldn't notice, but you consider essential?
Production.
And it sounds like maybe you kind of answered that that's not how you work. So, but
let me ask you, what do you mean exactly? Production things like like a
there's
different
20 tracks of guitar,
or like a particular mic,
like
or
layering, or layering of vocals, or instrumentation or percussion or anything like that. Yeah, most fans wouldn't notice, but it's
Yeah. So I love layering vocals. If I could, I would take 4 to 6 vocal tracks and layer them all together so you can't tell that there's 4 or 6. It sounds like one.
But not even just that. Sometimes he'll be like, he'll have 3 coming out the front, 4 coming out the side, 4 coming out this side. Like it's crazy.
I mean, there's definitely like a say again.
Yeah, big voice. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, literally, like if you put on headphones, you and really focus in, you'll hear different little things that I do. I love doing that kind of stuff, like it's ear candy stuff. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I'm definitely into layering vocals. I will layer synths. Like that synth sounds cool, but maybe if I did this synth and this synth and this synth, and all 4 of them do the same thing, and then I mix them and then I change them and then I spread them, and there's all kinds of like little things in there that you wouldn't know. You won't be able to find that synth because it's not one synth, it's 6 synths. Those are all just little things that I do. Like once again, just going down that rabbit hole until I'm satisfied.
Do you find it hard to reproduce your music live?
Yes and no. Like the beginning, I would want to play that live.
We did play it live.
We did.
It was birthday.
We did, but
we had to have background. We had to have backup, like a
we had
background singer.
Yeah, we had 3 backup singers and 2 players. Yeah. I mean, Cooper and I have been doing this for so long as a 2-piece, and I mean, I remember when Ultraviolet Rays touring around the country, and people would be blown away by the sound that we would produce, just the 2 of us and our computer doing backing tracks.
But I really love having Nigel.
Yeah, I love it too.
Because he adds so much vocally and guitar-wise.
But I think in today's world, like when we were doing backing tracks, it really wasn't that a thing. There was a couple bands in LA that might have been doing it, but it was like, you're doing backing tracks, but it's like, we're a 2-piece. What do you want us to do?
Yeah.
You know, we need the synth. We weren't doing guitar parts. We were doing synth parts, you know, so people kind of accepted it. And it continued to grow. But yeah, there's definitely like, we can't play that song because
we don't have singers. Yeah. We need a choir and we don't have choir.
I mean, we played,
we played the whole lot.
Say My Name. On the last one, we did Say My Name. It's great. But I'm like, I kind of feel like it needs a guitarist in there. And Nigel plays bass on that song. So I'm like, can you start playing that bass part and have guitar? You know, because it would just to fill out the sound a little bit more. But I think if I had my way, when we played live, I would definitely have some backup singers, percussion players.
We'll have like 10
horns.
We'll make no money every show because we got to pay a huge band.
Money is no object.
If only. I always wondered, like, how the heck did Polyphonic Spree make any money? Like in a show, there's so many of them.
Just split it up.
But we just played
they were a cult.
Up here in Tacoma, and it was just me and Cooper. We're like, okay, we're playing the older songs. Can't play anything off the new record because Nigel's on that, and he's not here. So we played the show with our older set, and people are still just floored. They're blown away, and they're like, "Oh my god, that was like you know." So we can. I think we, even just the 2 of us, we pull it off. Constellation, I don't think. Imperial Dunes, yes, and Constellation, I don't think we can do it just the 2 of us. It's because I don't sing. And I can't sing. I should say it like that.
Well, you can sing, just not
well. Yeah.
A little bit, you know.
God gave him a gift of drumming. He's like the best drummer ever. And he was like, and because of that, you were not going to be able to sing.
Can't have both.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take the drumming if I had the choice.
Yeah, me too.
Pretty unique, yeah. But
and always, I don't know, maybe because I am a drummer, it always seems weird when I see a drummer singing. It's just not even backup.
That's how I always think.
It's still weird to me. Don Henley, it's still weird. I'm looking like, it doesn't look right. I'll close my eyes and just imagine the 2 people.
Yeah. Do you guys ever argue about anything creatively with the music? Like, hey.
That's probably,
Oh, yeah. There's things on all the records that she was like, no. And I was like, she ain't never going to know. No.
She's like, what are these things? Let's hear.
Now I'm going to go back and listen to it.
Yeah, too late.
We're both pretty opinionated, so of course we clash heads sometimes, but
not too often.
We usually are able to come around. For instance, like sometimes he had this idea that he wanted just a very bass central track, and he played me this track off of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Freaky Silly, and I was like, no.
You mentioned that. I remember you talking about that.
Yeah. In the album, it's like, I have no desire to play like Flea. I'm not, no. And he's like, yeah, we need, and I was like very vehemently kind of like annoyed and upset because then he would ask me that. And then like I went away and I had my own little moment of inspiration and I came up with something. And I was like, okay, I can see how this would work. And then I brought it and it was like, it turned into Sometimes. But that was a lot of resistance that I had to work through to even get there. And then it became cool. So.
That's one of my favorite tracks. I don't know what the track on Freaky Saturday is called. I think it's Lovin' and Touchin'. Lovin' and Touchin'.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just like,
is that the one with Don't Kill Coyotes? Isn't that on that one?
Which one?
Don't Kill Coyotes. It's before Mother's Milk, right?
It's their first record.
Yeah. I just remember that song, Don't Kill Coyotes. That's the only one I remember. I bought it on tape.
Yeah, I had the cassette and it lived in my so I don't really know the names of the songs.
Okay. That's all I remember is Don't Kill Coyotes.
But it was a funny song for me to reference for her. I'm like, just go with me. It's Red Hot Chili Peppers. No, and she's like, what?
I'm not a hater. It's not my thing,
Yeah.
But to me, that's one of my favorite tracks on this record. It's just, see what she came up with. I was like, I can work with that. Okay, leave the room. I got this. And took it. Yeah, it was cool. And we don't argue too much. We usually work through it. Stop licking me, dog.
Our dog.
My dog's licking me. I don't like getting licked. I don't like getting licked.
We all got dogs bugging us.
Yeah.
Our theme.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead with your question.
Oh, yeah. This kind of ties in. I think we talked about this a little bit, or you did earlier, but so during your process, like when something doesn't seem to be working, what do? Do you strip it back, scrap it, let it sit, and wait? Or
no, I think when something doesn't work, I definitely stop. I will either work on another song. They're like, okay, it's just not working. I can't figure out what it needs, but it's what it's doing right now is not it. And I'll probably go work on another song, and I might be a week before I come back to it. Just kind of clear my head of it, because when it's like what are those called, earworms? Mm-hmm. If once you start in on something and it's there, it's kind of hard to be like to deconstruct it and get that out of your ear and then like change directions. But so if I take a little bit of time, a couple of days, and then come back to it, put another song in my head, and then I can go like, okay, now I can see what the problem is, or now I see what's wrong. And yeah, I think the thing is I get better at discovering that quicker, because it's harder if you built this whole song and you're like to try to deconstruct it all the way back to the beginning, or it's just.
But sometimes the song just isn't good.
Yeah.
And you got to be like, I'm not going to work on that anymore. I'm not going to waste my time. Yeah.
Put it away, maybe.
Yeah, it's really not doing it.
Cool.
Then discover it like 10 years later and be like, oh, God.
No. Yeah. Or you might say, there's something there. I just, whatever.
There's something there.
Yeah. I know Jim's not on camera right now. I think he's tending to puppies, and that's fine. But I think he always talks about sometimes he'll put too much in and he'll like, okay, I'm going to start stripping it back a little bit, like too many pieces. Yeah. And, you can do too much.
I've done that for sure.
Yeah. It's like everything is competing for focus, and you're like, I don't even know what to listen to because there's just too much going on,
We talked about the beginning, which is great. There's no way we can talk about all the songs that I liked or loved, but Closing Doors. Now that's from Imperial Dunes, I believe.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm intrigued with the lyrics and the whole mood of that song. Can you talk about it just a little bit?
I definitely can. I mean, there's that point whenever that song came about, there was a lot going on. I feel like let me just put it this way. I moved to LA, and like the thing my dad said, and God rest my dad's soul, he was a wonderful man, but he comes from his time. He was like, well, you got till you're 30 to make it. And then, once your looks fade, that's the end,
Wow.
And so there's a lot of, he was, like I said, he had his way, but, and I should say that he was my greatest supporter, and maybe he altered that. I don't know. But what I'm saying is that there comes a point, and at least for me, I felt a lot of pressure coming to a certain point in my life and just feeling like, I guess doors are closing now because I'm a woman and, not in my 20s anymore. And, I don't know. It was a real mind. It was hard mentally for me to do that. And then now it's like wild because I'm like, every year gets better and better. I would never want to be in my 20s again. Are you kidding me? It's terrible.
I don't know. I could eat whatever I wanted and never gain a pound.
Right.
I hated it. No, I was very
maybe, but mentally, no way.
Then. Yeah, for sure.
So that was just about kind of overcoming a particular
thing
mind, that I had, a mental block that I had about getting older as a woman.
Yeah, I just listened to that record the other day, and I'm like, oh man, Closing Doors. Oh, it's a fucking great song. We should play the song. Gonna play that song in a minute live, and it's such a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. Autonomous. I really, really love that one. Whenever I start listening to a new album, like I have a favorite, and then I'll have some that are kind of slow grow, type of things. And I don't know, something about Autonomous just really resonates with me. And part of it is that really very pregnant pause, and then you kind of just belt it out,
Yeah.
It's what. And I'm in over my head, just like my old man said. I love that so much.
That song was great. How it came about was I was finished, or I had the beginning kind of like, okay, I know how it's going to end on the beginning. And I was like, what comes next? Once this song's over, what's next? And I just, like I said earlier, it's like, I just, Pink Floyd kind of just Wish You Were Here type guitar. Just and I was like, that's it. And I came up with this little chord progression, had Nigel come over, he fine-tuned the chord progression, and then we started doing some vocal stuff, before the vocal stuff came in, I was listening to M83, and so I really started constructing this whole synth orchestra kind of thing alongside that AM kind of guitar sound. And it was great. And then Nigel came in. I was like, dude, we just try some vocals. And he just came up, and Nigel's great. Nigel just walk up to me and go, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, he's like just like channels stuff.
It's great. And as a producer, it's not so great because I'll put stuff on loop. Like, okay, we're tracking, go for it. He'll do like 30 takes. And then I have to sit, and then he's like, all right, I'm done. And out the door. And I have to sift through them and find, okay, this take one part, one here, this one here, this one here. Right. And then I'm piecing it all together and like, okay, here's what I came up with. Come back in, listen to that. And then we do it again with now like kind of a guideline. And I was like, well, let's get Cooper on this too. And then Cooper was like, no, let's just have Nigel do it. Like, she comes in and sings in parts of it. But it flowed out really well, and it very much inspired by Pink Floyd. I mean, like that end, that the pause is very, very Pink Floyd.
I love Nigel's lyrics too. There's that one lyric he has that says, "How we fall is how we learn, and that's okay." I'm like, damn, that's a great lyric.
Yeah,
he just like has so many good ones in that song.
He's a great lyricist. Yeah, he's great, and it's great working with him with lyrics because. Like I said, we'll all sit around and we'll get quiet. And he'll be quiet sometimes for like half an hour. Then he's like, okay, I got it. And then he'll be like, why don't you change that word and that word? And then that's it. You know what I mean? Like his inspiration will lead us to something. And then we, and it's just,
It's really nice working
yeah.
with him. Having that third person just is like a whole other dynamic that really, I think, has benefited the music a lot. It's just exciting to work with him.
For sure. And that's, I don't know if I have a favorite on the record, but that's definitely up there with like, if someone said, play me one song off your record, it might be Autonomous, you know, even though I know there's not much drumming in it, but. What the drumming it is great.
Yeah. What's there is pretty impactful, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take me to the sunlight, return me to ash, it's my end day. Nothing that I brought from home, except my yesterday. Tell me I'm wrong, tell me I'm nothing from the telephone. What did I ever own? Did I ever know which way the wind was blowing me? Nothing over my head, just like my old man said. Find your own way. Will I find? Will I find?
And you should have heard it when I was mixing that song. They kept going, the drums are too loud. The drums are too loud.
You can always
I'll turn it down a little bit. That's the room. Go back up.
submit to producer plays because it'll be the loudest thing in the mix. And I'm like,
No.
you can't hear the vocals, dude. Like the drums.
What was that? Yes.
That's awesome.
Power.
All right. I'm taking up too much time. Okay.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good. And I don't mean to interrupt ever. I just, trying to guide, keeping it on track. I don't want to miss anything. So the song "Stay" was one of the other ones I had down. And again, like there's so many songs on here. Jim, I'll give you an opportunity in a minute if you want to talk about any other songs. But the song "Stay," I love the lyrics. Meet me on the edge of the divide the day we met. I think that's really cool. And even when you're in my arms, I miss you because you're just too far away.
Uh-huh.
That's really cool too. So can you talk about some of the arrangement and some of the themes? I really love the choppy guitar that comes in, like on the I guess it's guitar. I don't know. I'm not a musician.
Yeah,
but like
in the choruses.
Yeah. When this chorus
That
comes
was
in.
a Greg edition. You asked for that, didn't you? You were like, make it metal, dude.
No, actually, that
So
was
cool.
my guitar player from the Nervous Return, Jason. He lives in Vegas. And so there's other two. I work with Nigel on guitar and this guy Abe on guitar. And both of them, I told them my idea. I was like, and neither of them nailed it. And I just kept on So I was like, I'm going to hit up Jason. And I sent it to Jason. Jason's like, think The Cure, think that. And then he goes, I also did this, it's kind of like this metal, like guitar, thing. I was like, dude, I love it. That's what it needed. It's a and I love it. Yeah, I like that guitar. But yeah, that's how that one came about. The drums are very Phil Collins inspired, but the lyrics are all Cooper. Yeah.
Meet me by the bridge where the streets glow amethyst, and there's so much I wanna say, but the words get tangled and fall away. Take me to the trees, lay me down and do anything now. I'll say yes to whatever you ask. I'll say yes, you just have to ask.
I watched that show, Normal People. Did you ever see that show? It will bring up all your first love trauma. And my first love story is very traumatic. We're not going to go into the whole thing, but it's like endless love trauma. Okay. Like if you know the movie Endless Love, it's way more traumatic than that. And so watching that show, Normal People, it like triggered 15-year-old Cooper, and I was like, and that's where that song came from. First love trauma.
I thought you were thinking about me.
Oh no, you're way down the line, man.
Oh, who's this other person you're talking about?
There was somebody before you.
From when you were 15.
Oh man,
you're threatened.
Yeah, but that show, Normal People. Oh, it will trigger you if you have like some first love trauma. It was the show that Paul Mescal, who's kind of like he was in the Hamnet show movie and everything. That was like how he got his start, was the show Normal People. Anyway, just thinking about it, I feel it all here. I'm like, I can't think about that show.
I never saw it. She talked to me about it, and I was like, "No, I'm not watching that."
Yeah, it's like not. It's not.
That was enough.
Sci-fi.
Yeah. I think I have been watching another show that I think you may have mentioned on one of the videos because I've been meaning to watch it forever. 6 Feet Under, was that? Did you mention that show? Yeah,
I did.
And I was like, I heard you mention. I was like, I've been meaning to watch that forever. Because I never watched it when it came out.
That was me too.
HBO or whatever it was on. I can't remember what it was even on, but I've been watching that.
Yeah, so. I didn't either. Until like 20 years later, I finally watched it. And I'm like, this show, I love this show so much. It's so human. It has like everything. It's got, death. It's got love. It's got birth. It's got all the messy human stuff. And oh my God, the final episode, when you get to it, is the most brilliant final episode of any TV show. But anyway, that song, sometimes one of the when I was looking for inspiration for that song, I was watching an episode of 6 Feet Under, and there's a moment where Michael, what's his name? I can't remember his name, but Dexter, his character has this like questioning moment with God, and I was like, oh my God, it just like clicked. Because I've totally had that moment myself. Anyway, so yeah, that show, I'm so glad that you're watching it. I'm like, everyone's got to watch this show.
I love it.
Good.
Yeah. For all the reasons you mentioned. It's very human. It's very, reflective, and also kind of quirky and funny at the same time,
Oh, yeah. And now it's like, I'll be like standing underneath the deck and I'm like, move away from the deck. This is the 6 feet under way to die. Like the most creative ways to die.
Yes. Every episode is like, okay, it's almost like, okay, I'm ready for the start. What's going to happen here? Can I watch it?
Final Destination?
I'm not sure if I can watch it or not.
It is like Final Destination, but like a heartfelt human version, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Exactly.
And a lot of those people, like the guest stars and stuff, ended up becoming stars in their own right. But this was like their first TV gig,
Yeah, you get to see them. You're like, oh, okay, that's
that's
like
that's
them when they were young,
right? Yeah,
right, yeah,
totally,
sure.
Totally.
Jim, did you want to talk about any other songs in particular? I have a lot that I could talk about, but
yeah, go ahead.
I just don't have. We just didn't have enough time.
There's so many, and there's going to be many more.
Yeah. Talk about Yellow Sea, the video.
Yeah,
we actually might have covered. Go ahead.
In Yellow Sea, the video, there's a moment when I pull Carly, who was the young actress who played the girl through the sandbox, and she ends up on the other side, on in the death world, and that was so fun. Like in one of our email sequences, there's a behind the scenes where you can see like how he did that, and it's like we had like 2 2x4s. Propped up on a washer and a dryer and like a green screen and and then I'm pulling her through and there's all these pillows below and somehow it ended up looking so cool in the video. It's just amazing what it takes, movie magic.
Should win some awards. I wonder if it's been submitted to any award type things. A lot of people do that with videos.
Oh
nowadays.
Man, I don't know. I think at the time maybe we did, but it wasn't long after that came out that COVID happened, and then then everything everything took a break, and there was no awards going on at that point. I remember at the time I was teaching, and I remember being like, they say we have some days off, And I was like, we'll probably go back in like a couple weeks. And Greg was like, no, the NBA is shutting down. Like, if billionaires are willing to lose money, you are not going back to school anytime in the next year. And he was right.
Yeah. Were you were a teacher? Did you do the virtual whatever classes?
Oh, it was really hard. I did it
for 1 year.
I did it for 1 year.
I'm sure that was rough. Yeah. I've heard
it was hard. I mean, for the kids, it was really hard. It was hard for me, but it was hard. It was really hard for them. But I loved teaching. It was fun. I taught English and I taught drama. So.
Oh yeah, perfect.
Yeah. What age did you teach?
Well, I started my career teaching middle school, junior high, and then I ended up moving to high school. High school, like 9th grade is my jam. I love 14 and 15-year-olds. Like, that is my age group. I just have so much fun with them. So I enjoyed it for a long time, didn't I?
That's because that's when you had your first love at that age. That's what.
Yeah, maybe. My first trauma. I'm trauma bonded.
I want to keep that alive for Greg to think about.
Well, you know what's great about that age is they're just coming from junior high. So they're the little guy on the totem pole now, you know. But they're also like kind of getting bigger. But so they're like this weird, like, it's like this kind of wonky age where they're like kind of big, but they're kind of still little. And, you know, they're just so fun. I love that age. It's funny. People will always be like, oh, teenagers, they're so hard. I'm like, oh, I will take a teenager over a 5-year-old any day.
Yeah.
Well, I think we covered everything. I was looking at the last questions, but we already discussed everything, I think.
Cool.
Right on. Thanks for having me.
You guys covered it well. So what any closing thoughts? I know you have some more concerts, I think, in out in your general area, right?
Yeah, we're playing we're doing a Southwest tour in September and then another Northwest tour in November. And between then and now, you know, doing that album experience for Constellation was so fun for me. I loved it. Like, I loved seeing everyone's responses and really feeling like building this community. So I'm going to launch a little community for all the Landroids coming up. So look out for that. Like, just because it was so fun to be together in that way, even if like you couldn't be there every day or anything, but it's like checking in with each other and, you know, sharing what's going on. And we're doing so much all the time. It's just like fun to kind of share with everybody.
Yeah.
So,
Great.
You going to play Northeast at all?
We'd love to get over there, but
that's where Jim is.
It's going to happen right now. Yeah. Where are you, Jim?
I live near Beach House, the band.
You do?
I'm near Baltimore. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
The Wire. Did you watch The Wire?
I did.
Oh, so good.
I didn't see every episode, but yeah, definitely.
We loved that show.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, we definitely would love to get out. I think as we grow, I mean, the goal is eventually to be touring the States, touring Europe, touring the States, touring, you know, Asia, come back, you know, I mean, and just tour, play music. Yeah.
That's
as much as hard work it is.
Of that is like, because, you know, gas in California is like $7 a gallon. I don't know, it's really expensive. When we were driving on our last tour, we saw one place that was $7.19 a gallon. I was like, what? So it's like, crazy. You got to make enough money to make it worth it to keep 4 people, basically our merch person / tour manager, Nigel, me, and Greg, and then our 3 dogs. Well, they're little dogs, but got to keep us alive and then like get to each show. And so going all the way to the Northeast, it would be challenging for us at this point. So we're kind of just focused regionally, but hopefully.
Well, I mean, but you know, that's what you do. You just, it's work. It's a job. And if you keep at it, we'll build up our following, and that following will grow, and then it'll snowball, and then that allows us to go farther and farther. And so we'll be out there soon.
Yes.
All right. We'll be looking for you.
Yeah, we'll be looking for you for sure. Thanks for your time.
Missouri first, right?
Where are you, Jimmy James?
He's in Missouri.
I'm just north of Kansas City. Yeah.
Okay.
I think you mentioned that you have family in Joplin. I think you said that.
Joplin. My mom's
I've been there. That's actually a cool little town.
There.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's when I was there back when I was 15, it was there wasn't a lot to do there if you didn't go to church, so I went to a lot of church.
Yeah, it's a little.
But I think it's different now.
Yeah, it's a little cooler now. It's maybe. a hair more artsy, maybe.
Yeah.
You know? But it's cool area. But I was wondering, do you have any of your songs like, out there in catalogs or placement in TV shows and stuff like that, or as their market?
Oh, working on that. Yeah. I'm definitely work on the sync stuff and submit to a lot of things. And that because
you guys have the kind. It seems like you have the perfect kind of music that would get.
I think so too.
Hey, music supervisors, Landroid's music is perfect for your show.
There you go.
Yeah, we'll get there. We're working on it.
All right.
Dogs over there tripping out.
Well, thanks for taking some time out on your Thursday evening.
Yeah.
Time's valuable.
Thanks for having us.
We
This
really
was great.
appreciate it.
It's good to meet you.
Yeah.
And,
we'll see you on Instagram.
We look forward to what's next. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll see me chiming in. And we'll be looking forward to whatever you have planned for the Landroids. So
cool.
Well, it's coming.
All right,
guys. Well, thank you.
Well, have a good evening.
Good night to you all.
Thanks a lot for talking.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Have a good night.
Bye.
And that will wrap it up for our discussion with Cooper and Greg. Thank you so much for joining us. And I hope you really enjoyed listening to them and hearing about their process, their music, their inspirations, their influences, and everything else. Please go check them out. As I always say, please go to Bandcamp or, follow them on Instagram or you find their music where you can purchase it rather than just listening on Spotify. I really did enjoy Cooper's take about the whole technology thing and sharing music and digital versus physical media. That's so refreshing to hear that. I think we're in an age where you have to have sort of a balance perspective on where we're at with music in the digital age and exposure and promotion and stuff like that. But also supporting these artists is so important. So please go do that. On the recent concert front, I did want to mention that I finally made it to the church after not being able to make it to concerts, never seeing them for whatever reason, one reason after another. They postponed, they canceled, I was sick. I just couldn't make it, but I just had a wonderful concert at Knuckleheads here in Kansas City. So I got to see the band, and it was a really great concert, had really great seats where I was at. And then another concert I went to that was in a little coffee house called Homer's Coffee House in Overland Park, Kansas, the old downtown Overland Park, Kansas. Like you guys even know what I'm talking about. Maybe a couple people from Kansas City are listening. I know at least one person listens. But anyway, it's a little coffee shop, and it's a project headed up by Jonathan Smith called My Science Fiction Twin, which is such an awesome band name. But anyway, the latest release is called A Slow Unlearning. And I'll talk a little bit about how I got to know Jonathan and got familiar with My Science Fiction Twin. We've spoken about doing an interview, but please go check them out on Bandcamp. A Slow Unlearning, My Science Fiction Twin is the band name. And it was a great little concert. Really laid back. I love the music. I love the style and songwriting process that Jonathan uses. A very eclectic mix, but also staying in that sort of a post-punk indie type feel to the music. So really enjoyed that. And then the last concert was a concert that Christina picked. And it's a band that she became familiar with early on, before they had much of a following at all. But it's called Hot and Freddie. And their album is called Big Disgrace. We drove all the way down to Kansas City. It was supposed to be at the Record Bar, but it ended up being at the Madrid, which we'd never been to. So that was pretty awesome. Much bigger crowd. They've gained a lot of notoriety and fans. Their song Shy Girl was featured on a show on Apple called Margot's Got Money Troubles. And by the way, some of you probably wouldn't want to go watch it, but they've got a stellar cast, and it's very heartwarming. There's a lot of Apple shows that are really hitting the spot for me. Very heartwarming. Shrinking, Ted Lasso, Margot's Got Money Troubles, Severance. There's a number of things that are kind of kind of hit you, in spots. And so, but anyway, Hot and Freddie had their Shy Girl song on an episode. And I'm sure that's probably helped balloon things up for them. I know they've had a lot of other artists who are fans. And it's such a very interesting concert. It's a very theatrical, very alter ego-ish. Is that a word? Alter ego-ish? It is now. But yeah, really enjoyed that. Again, that's not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but we really enjoyed it. We really loved it. And so you should go check them out. I would go to the YouTube for them and just look at their videos. That's kind of how they started. At any rate, go check them out. I'm going to try to wrap it up now. And want to say one more thing. Thank you so much to all of you who have been here before and come back for more. You mean the world to me. I love it that I've been off for months without putting any episodes out, and I still see that ticker going up. People are listening and finding it and sharing it and hopefully enjoying it. Probably forwarding through the part where I talk, which is totally understandable. Most people want to do that in real life. They wish they had a freaking button they could fast forward me, but they can't. They gotta listen. Peace and love to all you guys. Take care.